All right there, chemistry crew. All right, moving along with the laboratory safety. The next thing I wanted to talk about is how to smell chemicals safely. And sometimes it's not even wise to do a smelling of a chemical at all. But a lot of these safety procedures, you should think about them at home or at any job, okay? Because at home you have a lot of potentially harmful chemicals under your kitchen sink, under your bathroom sink, okay? So one thing you want to practice doing is if you want to check for a chemical reaction, sometimes there's a change in smell, all right? Now this is just water, okay, I'll tell you. But let me show you what would be a really horrible idea. Let's say you wanted to see what this chemical smelled like. If you go, okay, if this was a container of that hydrochloric acid and nitric acid I have over there, and I just went, this would be now a very bad day, or possibly my last day, because if you breathe in harmful chemicals, they can damage the tissue in your sinuses and throat and your lungs. And if you've ever gotten a burn, you notice how you get like a bubble, a blister? That happens in your respiratory tract. You get pneumonia and you drown. Okay, your body releases a lot of fluid from the damage, and yeah, that's the end of you. So never, ever go like this. Okay, that's asking for a really bad day. So what you want to do is you bring the smell towards you. So go like this. All right, you kind of try to blow the air towards you. That is called wafting. Okay, so I don't know if you guys could see it there. Okay, so basically you waft, okay, substances, smells towards you. Never directly smell. Okay, just want to make sure that's showing in the video properly. Oh, no, it's not. I will bring it up a little bit. Okay, so there you go. So there we go, little adjustment. So what you want to do is waft, W-A-F-T, waft a chemical's smell towards you. Do not ever directly smell, because that could be a really bad idea, okay? So you could damage your sinuses and lungs if you smell directly, so that's what you should have for that. Okay, speaking of another thing that you could do at home in the kitchen, which is basically a chem lab, is how to check to see if something is still hot or not. So for instance, right, whether you're in a kitchen at home or in a lab, by the way, I'll show you a little demonstration with the burners too. Never touch a burner by this part, like I just touched it stupidly. This could be very hot. The bottom, however, never gets hot. You can always touch the bottom of the burner, so don't be afraid of these, okay? So don't do what I just did. Don't touch the top of the burner. Only touch the bottom, okay? You will never get burnt from the bottom. Don't be afraid. So let me start this. Release the gas, use the striker. Okay, so that flame is 1,000 degrees, okay? So let's say we're doing an experiment and we're heating up substances in this crucible. So let's say we had this running for like 15-20 minutes. This crucible is extremely hot, probably hot enough to melt glass. Now somebody comes in the lab, has no idea we had that on, and they go, oh, I gotta use the experiment, and they grab this crucible. Yeah, that's gonna be a really interesting time for them. So just like in the kitchen, here's what you want to do when you're checking for temperature, okay? If you're checking before touching any stuff, especially pieces of equipment that you know get hot, like crucible tongues, right? We know we're gonna use these to grab hot things. These might be hot. The burner, the top might be hot. What about, you know, a hot plate, or something that was on a hot plate, or a crucible? Always assume those are hot. So how do you check? Just like in a kitchen, don't just grab it. Bring the back of your hand near something. The reason why you want to use the back of your hand is because let's say you do actually burn the front of your hand. If you burn the front of your hand, that hand is now useless. If you accidentally burn the back of your hand, that sucks, but you could use your hand. If you burn the palm or your fingertips, that's it. That hand is now out of commission for who knows how long, okay? So always check for temperature by bringing the back of your hand near stuff, and you'll feel the heat coming off. And you could even, you know, if you don't feel a lot of heat, you know, again, this is at your own risk, but see, slightly warm. How do I know it was hot enough to even give it a touch, like a tap test to? Because I could feel like, okay, that's not that hot. Let me do a quick check. All right, and let's say I did just go, ah, I would have just burned the back of my hand. Never grab stuff directly with the front of your hand, your palm or your fingertips, and always check first, because you'll get a good idea of how hot something is. All right, if something feels like it's radiating a lot of heat, don't even tap it with the back of your hand. Okay.